Welcome back to Factory Sealed. It is July the 20th, 2015. My name is Eric Peterson. Joining me today, Miss Jess Clarkson.
Hello.
We got Tom Reagan.
What up, guys?
And social media manager extraordinaire, Mr. Dan Curtis.
Hello. Hello.
That was a grand introduction.
It was. I feel like
That was, and it was positively dripping with sarcasm.
So genuine.
I'm surprised you
we
haven't
got
gotten...
2 minutes. We got about 30 seconds in before the first fart noise, so we're doing well.
That's longer than we make it in most of our videos.
Yes.
I'm surprised,
Your
genuinely.
Your intro on your videos used to be you. There used to be a tune, and then you doing the wettest fart noise ever.
Well, you and I were starved for some sort of intro at some point, and I just slapped together a tune and farted over it, and that was that. We
That's
really
beautiful.
don't put a whole lot of effort into anything we do.
No, but that's the beauty of it.
It's just...
Since you get all these high production values where we just go, yeah, you just get it. That's what it is. You know?
How much effort do you want to put into this? Minimal.
Why don't we just do a fart? Why don't we just do a fart noise?
Tell me when a fart noise is ever inappropriate.
A funeral.
I was about to say a funeral.
No, because every situation in life deserves comedic relief. And I feel like
So
a fart
if you
noise...
you go to a funeral, the coffin's just sliding into the thing, playing a somber tune, and you just stand up and go...
Well, it's all about timing.
I feel
mean,
like
you
I would
can't-
prefer like a witty joke over a fart noise at a funeral.
No. Like maybe as they're closing the lid on the casket for the last time, like just this long.
How do you make them sound so wet? It's awful.
It's a skill. I mean,
It
some
is-
people
that is a
are
skill.
accomplished cellists. Some people are great athletes. I make wet fart noises.
Is it just like a looser lip type of thing? Like you're not cursing as much?
I feel like this is one of those situations that, you know, when you're growing up and you really struggle with something and they tell you to continue practicing and you'll eventually get better. This is case in point. I mean, I make fart noises a lot.
Can you do the pop thing? The pop your cheek? Like the lollipop thing?
Oh, yeah. Can't you?
No.
No, I can't either.
That was one of those things I was told to keep practicing, and I did, and it didn't happen.
Did they send you to the special classroom then?
Yeah.
In
She
Canada,
doesn't.
if you can't do the pop noise, you are shunned. You are sent to the special room.
Jess doesn't catch on to things very quickly. Let's send her in the corner.
Don't come out until you make that pop noise.
Yep. Well, it's an underlying test. How well can you copy sounds? I'm trying to teach Ellie that right now, and I think she's almost got it.
The pop your cheek?
Yeah. She
Jesus.
sticks her finger in and, like, wiggles it out. She just needs to get the whole suction thing going on.
No, I just tried it, and I couldn't do it.
Yeah, that just sounded wrong.
Yep, that's all I got.
What are you doing over there? Is
Can't
that,
do
It sounded like a slurp noise on the other end.
Are you sure that guy from outside didn't come in?
No.
So it's just a
Yes,
random...
I think you should explain to everyone like who this guy is.
So this guy was standing outside of my house and like staring at the house for a few minutes. Like honestly, like 2 to 3 minutes. And
Was
then
he
walking
jacking it?
back and forth. So then I went out and asked him what he was doing.
I don't think she heard you, Dan.
No, I did not.
Was he jacking it?
No. No, not to my knowledge, no. Then I really would have yelled at him. Or laughed. You're supposed to laugh at people that do that, actually. That's a thing that you're told when you're a woman.
Really?
I can't believe that's where your mind... What the...
Well, the guy's staring at a house. He's clearly insane, so why he doesn't give a shit.
I think Jess just leans out her screen door. Is like, "Are you jerking it?" Yeah. Okay, just checking.
Just another day in
Can
Canada.
you just clean up after yourself?
Oh,
Oh,
no.
God. Oh, so we found the line where you draw it, Dan. You mean you're totally okay with questions about dudes jerking it into windows?
As long as he doesn't spunk all over it.
That's what I'm saying. I don't want to clean that shit up.
Nobody wants to clean that shit up.
How did we get here?
I question this every week and I still don't know.
Oh, dear. So, sorry, Jess, continue. He was just staring at your window?
There's a guy outside a house who isn't jacking it. That's what we've established.
Yeah. So then I asked him what he was doing, and then he said he was out for a walk, and then he left. So it's pretty like anticlimactic.
Was he wearing an ill-fitting bathrobe?
No. And he did not have a towel.
Was he wearing a suspicious long trench coat with what looked like nothing underneath?
No, like worker clothes. Like,
Were his hands in his pockets?
one was actually.
Okay, there's probably
He
a
was
hole in
jacking
that.
it!
I have no idea if he was.
He so was.
He was getting a good round of pocket pool in.
Oh, God. That's the most creepy thing I've ever heard, but okay.
Rough neighborhood, Jess.
I still just
know,
can't
right?
believe you went outside and like, what are you doing?
Well, I'm not going to sit in my house and like be nervous of some guy outside. No, you can go away.
He's probably
Screw
going
you,
to come back
mister.
now.
I'm going to come back with a friend and they're both going to do it.
Whatever. Then I'll yell at both of them. A little circle jerk action going on.
Just
Yeah.
just a bit. Oh my God. That's great. That's
I'm
awesome.
glad we don't have cameras for this show, for I'm sure all of the jerking motions that we were just doing. No one else?
Speak for yourself. No,
Okay.
Dan?
I can resist the jerking when we're doing the Factory Seal podcast. So don't do that.
All 22 and a half hours of the day, it's fair game.
Yep.
Speaking
Especially
of-
outside Jess's house.
Yeah.
It's apparently the gathering spot.
Speaking of which, this is the first time we've ever recorded the middle of a Monday.
Yeah.
It's weird. I feel like I should be more productive.
Probably.
Yeah, but your job, Eric, basically, you can sit on your ass as long as you want and then occasionally sell some shit and then everybody thinks you're great.
Yeah? You complaining?
So no, I'm not complaining, but like you
jealous.
do have it. You do have it good. You have it good.
It's going to be busy this week. I've pretty much got to... I'm going to be gone all week. They're putting us up in this Arizona Grand Resort, and it's this big technology trade show, and they're doing all this fun stuff.
Inconvenient.
Friday,
Cry me a river, Eric.
we get to go to...
I'm sobbing into my pillows right now.
We have to go to a Major League Baseball game on Friday, and they're putting us up in a suite with all you can
Oh
eat
my
and drink.
god, this gets worse.
Yeah.
Who's playing?
Oh,
The
Shoot me in the head.
Diamondbacks and the Brewers.
I don't even know where those people come from.
So why'd you ask?
What's baseball?
Because I know, like, Red Sox, Yankees, Blue
Oh.
Jays.
Dan,
It's
you
one
want
of
to
those
know
three teams.
what baseball is? It's boring
Yeah.
as hell, but it's still 1,000 times more exciting than soccer.
No.
Well,
No.
fair enough, because soccer is shit. So
Baseball is awesome just to go and drink at.
soccer.
Soccer.
No, you got to put the O's in. Soccer.
That's Canadian.
No, soccer.
Yeah. I don't know where you guys are getting those ors.
Your sneakers.
Soccer sneakers.
That's how American people speak.
No, it isn't. Do you hear Jess and I putting... Well, I'm gonna lump Jess into this.
Yeah, but I don't consider you a normal American because you don't say things right.
Yeah.
So...
You're far too vague.
Yes, I'm far too vague.
Let's not forget the VAG incident. the caramel incident as well.
At least I don't work for Konami. Boom.
Oh, yeah.
That happened. There's a quiz that you can take to figure out where your dialect is from. Dialect?
Yeah, dialect.
It's only in America, though. So my accent is similar to Seattle, which is
really?
interesting.
Does this work with English people?
Well, you can figure out where you would be on America. It's funny because, like, it pinpoints if you say one of the biggest indicators apparently is whether you say when it rains when it's sunny, it's a sun shower, and not a lot of places say sun shower.
Do you say sun shower?
Yes.
That's
what
retarded.
do you call it? What would you say if it's sunny?
I don't know.
Out and
It's
then
raining. If there is water coming down from the sky, it is raining. I don't care if it's...
But it's sunny.
Who cares? There's still a cloud up there and it's still rain. It's raining. Some of these are dumb. Liquid sun, fox wedding, monkey wedding, the devil is beating his wife? What is this crap?
Oh,
God's crying.
Wow. Oh, well. We'll have to go through that later. That is terrible. So, well, we should probably get into some games or a game.
We do game? Is that what this podcast's about? Really?
We're still about 18 minutes early for talking about games, but I know that when the clock strikes 9, Dan turns into a pumpkin.
Yes.
So we need to get the last few ounces of intelligent, coherent conversation out of him before that happens.
It might be able to last till 1:15. You never know.
Do you realize who you're talking about, though, with that intelligent conversation? I'm not really sure.
Yeah, that's
on a good day. That's that.
True.
Excuse me, right? Our latest review for the podcast says, great set of hosts, 3 separate time zones, who have great chemistry, intelligent discussion, and funny discussion.
I think it was focusing.
I wonder if he was actually listening to the show.
And then the review underneath says, basically they give you the lowdown on retro games, and they are very knowledgeable.
Yeah!
And then the one underneath that says the podcast's a bit all over the place, but fuck that one.
I think that's not the most accurate one, though.
It is. I feel like we've reined it in. We've really... I mean, this show may be kind of back to our original roots, but we've reined that all over the placeness in.
Yeah.
Or not. No, I really don't think
We've got some focus.
We're talking
we just spent about 15 minutes talking about some guy jacking it outside Jess's house.
That's
I just
true.
looked, he's still gone.
He's still there?
No, gone.
Oh, okay. Good.
So that's thankful. Right, games.
So this week, we decided to, at my behest, play the old N64 classic of Turok Dinosaur Hunter.
Roar.
And I had the vote. I could have gone Perfect Dark, but I went Turok.
You were the swing vote.
You guys?
You were the swing vote. Oh, God.
Just, I started playing Turok and I thought Dan and Jess must hate me right now.
Really did.
I could have chosen to play Joanna Dark. No.
Instead, we got Turok.
In other words, foggy, stupid game with disappearing walls.
Oh my God. It's so foggy, right? And like one texture stretched massively. across
Oh,
the
yeah.
whole cliffside.
Well, I think the first thing to establish is how long did it take everybody to figure out how to control it?
So
I didn't.
the game has very archaic first-person shooter controls, and there's no option to remap them. And if you're playing it on the original N64 controller with the original button layout, and you're a proficient modern-day FPS player, you're fucked. You're just flat out fucked.
What is it about even? Like, it starts off...
It's about dinosaur hunting.
Well,
Jess.
that's the thing. There is no actual introduction
There
to
really
Turok
isn't.
and why he's hunting dinosaurs and people, apparently.
And
Yeah.
people who time travel.
Yeah, he is a time-traveling warrior, and
Who looks like he's having a shit.
yes.
He does. Have you seen his face?
But I believe Turok is based off of an old comic, and there's this, like, in Native American culture, they pass these titles down to different males throughout the generations, and I believe Turok is the name of this mantle that they take over, and I don't know what his actual name is. It's some Native American
Keith.
name, but his job is to protect Earth from the dinosaurs who come from the lost land where time has no meaning or something like that. So dinosaurs and aliens kind of run amok, and there's this evil overlord who seeks some sort of, I think it's called a chronoceptor,
Fancy.
and that's what you're out to collect the pieces of, because this guy wants to collect them and use it to destroy the barriers between Earth and his time, place, area. So you're
Jesus
tasked with
Christ,
finding
this sounds difficult.
the 8 chronoceptors and prevent this all from happening.
They could have put
no-
that at the start.
Nowhere in the game does it explain that. Absolutely not. They just kind of throw you in and say have at it, and you usually spend the first 3 hours just figuring out how to move around.
Yeah, they could have put that in like a comic form at the beginning, because I appreciate that the N64 couldn't hold crap loads of data, so they could have just had some text on the screen or something.
Is this not one of them old games where, like, you have to leave it for a while and not press anything, and then it goes into a clip?
Those exist.
I didn't see anything.
Yeah, that happened all the time.
Yeah, I remember that. But no, I don't think. I think it just jumped straight into it. I think that's what happened to me.
The third one, I played the third one for a little bit, and it had a story at the beginning.
For as shit as this game supposedly is, Dan, they sure had a lot of sequels to it.
But also, like, I'm pretty sure it's
Sorry,
not
Jess.
the greatest portrayal of, I'm going to say Native American, because I'm guessing he could be American.
Well, yeah, he is Native American, but this was also in the 90s when political correctness had not quite taken full hold yet.
That's not really an excuse to not be politically correct, though.
That's like complaining about people in the 50s of not giving women as many rights. It's just this is a product of the time.
But they were still dicks. Like, if you were like, oh, I'm going to be mean to you because you're a woman, that still makes you a dick no matter what time you are in.
Yeah, but at the time, that was the social norm. I'm not saying it's okay, but at the time, that was the norm. They hadn't evolved beyond that limited mindset.
Yeah, I had the game for the Game Boy, Turok 2.
Oh Christ!
And that was actually pretty good.
I can't imagine the
for the Game Boy
controls on
Color.
that.
It was side scrolling. Yeah, it was much easier, but it was nothing special. But,
So
that's my own experience with it.
I think everyone's biggest complaint about this is the controls. Let's talk about that for a second, because we are kind of spoiled with first-person shooter controls today, where your left stick moves you forward, backwards, strafe, left and right, and your right stick makes you look. Back on the N64 days, that didn't exist. The left stick was, in most cases, supposed to be for moving, like in GoldenEye, and then the C buttons were for looking. Turok, for some godforsaken reason, decided to have the left stick be purely look. Up, down, look left and right, no moving, and you had to move entirely with the C buttons. Makes no sense.
Oh dear.
It is the most unbelievably difficult game to control if you're playing it normally. And I thought I had a copy of it, but I didn't, so I had to emulate it. And I ended up remapping the controls for the PS4 controller where it was traditional first-person shooter controls, and it made the game a friggin' blast.
I tried to do that, and I still felt like it was super sensitive.
Yeah,
and
but you can go in and turn the sensitivity down.
And I tried that. I just, like, it was irritating me so much. I couldn't... Ugh.
The fact that the game was programmed in that way to have the left stick look and the C buttons move makes me think that it was made by dinosaurs so that you would actually lose because Turok is ineffective.
It's a conspiracy.
There were times, just even in that first world that you're in, I tried to play as much of it with the original controls as I could, but I have never actually thought so hard about a series of movements with a game controller since I first started playing games when I was a kid. I've never actually thought about it. So it's just, okay, I need to go up this ladder, but I need to stop at just the right time so then I can turn left and then I can walk forward to pick up these shotgun shells. And like, okay, there's another set behind me, so now I need to think about it and turn around and walk back. Oh, fuck, I fell off. Now I got to start all over again.
And when there's an enemy there, that just threw a whole other panic wrench into the situation.
Fortunately,
the enemy's extremely easy to kill.
Yeah, their hitboxes are huge. You just need to be pointing
when you're able to look at them.
You just shoot like about 60 meters to the right, and it still hits them. So.
They've got some great death animations, though, like the blood squirt out of the neck. Fantastic death animation.
You could change the blood color, which is kind of cool.
Yeah, you could.
See, I went for the traditional old FPS approach of get the knife out and just start running through, killing everything. Because I was like, I'm wasting too many bullets here, so it's just like... I once played through the entirety of Medal of Honor Rising Sun by pistol whipping people.
Nice.
Seriously, the entire game. Seriously. It was great. Good times.
If they had trophies back then, you'd have got something for that.
This game actually has quite a wide variety of weapons to it. How far did each of you actually make it before you gave up?
Second level.
Now, when you say second level, do you mean you made it to the Nexus hub where you can choose between the 8 different worlds?
Yes.
Okay.
Huh. I didn't get there.
It took me 20 minutes to figure out how to use the port.
You just walk up to it.
I know.
You're an idiot.
But you have to actually walk up to this like little thing that's in front of the portal. And I was like, oh, what am I doing? And because it doesn't prompt you at all. So I was just standing there and I was looking at the portals. I was like, clearly you have to go up to these. Maybe 20 minutes is a bit of an exaggeration, but it took a while.
So it's broken. Jess, how far did you make it?
Like 2 minutes. I gave up on it so fast. Like, it was just irritating me. I've never been so irritated with anything in my life before because it wasn't doing what I wanted it to do and how I thought it should. I couldn't.
It's hard to reprogram your brain.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Eric, remember when I was talking to you about it when I first got it?
Yeah.
And I tried it with my PS3 controller, and for reasons, like when I remapped the controller, my guy just constantly moved to the right, and I don't know why. I still to this day can't figure it out. And then Eric kind of figured it out for the PS4 controller, and we mapped that, and it's pretty good, to be honest. It works all right. It's kind of like playing Call of Duty, but a bit shitter.
It's, to be honest though, like if you look at, it came out in 97. I think it was February of 97 when it launched, and for the time, this game looked good. It still doesn't look super shit. Yeah, the textures are kind of flat, and you can clip through the walls, but the game is smooth. It runs really well, and for the time, the textures were great. The animations were great. The AI was kind of idiotic, but...
see, at the time, it got really good reviews.
Yeah.
Like, really, really good, like,
I think it's just one of those that didn't age well based entirely on the controls.
I think it's the FPS market. I think it's the FPS market as well because it's so oversaturated. We're just used to it being slick.
Yeah.
now. So
Definitely.
if you go back and play an old FPS, it's always going to be shit.
What were you saying, Jess?
Like,
I can't remember now, but you played the second one, right?
I did not get time to.
Oh, okay. Because I did the third one, and that was on like the N64 controller, and there was an option that you could change it to, like, there's left-handed, right-handed, and then a couple of other options. And I think the left-handed one was like so much better.
Well, left-handed on Turok 1 just meant that you used your right hand on the joystick and then your left hand on the D-pad to move around.
Yeah, and I think the D-pad for some reason, versus the C buttons it was just a lot more natural.
I suppose that would make sense, because if you had the D-pad set to move forward, backward, and strafe, that would work. I could see that being better. So back to this game and how it's laid out. They just drop you in, no explanation of what you're doing. And the first level is very linear, whereas you just walk around, you collect these artifacts. And it just, when you collect one, it's like, hey, 3 more in this level. So then you progress through the level, picking the rest of them up, and then it takes you to level 2, and you pick some more up. And then after level 2, you get dropped into this nexus where there's 8 different worlds. Level 1 and 2 are already open, and you can pop in and then start collecting more of them to bring them back to the hub. But after level 3, the levels aren't very linear, and they don't automatically take you by where all of these artifact pieces are. And I think it was level 5 that was like, I was in there for maybe 45 minutes to an hour, couldn't find the last piece of it, got all the way to the end of what I thought was the level, went through the nexus, went through the portal, came back to the nexus, went, all right, time to go to level 6. And I walk up to the altar, put it in, and it's like, you're still missing one. So then the only thing to do is go back through the entire level and look for it. And it just starts to get a little repetitive after that, because it's the enemies revive after a certain amount of time, and you start running low on ammunition, and the ammo drops don't revive. They don't regenerate, and it just becomes this huge slodge through the same levels, just looking for shit.
That's irritating.
Very.
Yeah. I like the sense of speed though, like where you're just running around and picking up all like the health and bullets and stuff, and it reminded me of Doom.
Yeah,
I think the whole you know,
there's a lot of similar sound effects from Doom too.
Yeah, all the roars like that constantly keep you thinking that there's a dinosaur nearby, but there's actually nothing.
I gotta say, my favorite part at the beginning is when you just I think you're dropping acid and just tripping balls for about 4 minutes. Like everything just turns technicolor and you're running around. Everyone else is super slow motion.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, that's good. Like that.
I like the drumming as well, like the music, like all the way through. Like it keeps you on your toes, because it's not like slow or anything. It's always fast paced.
Yeah. The different weapons.
The fog was interesting too.
The fog?
Yeah.
Oh, it's just really bad draw distance, I think.
I thought it was supposed to be like all mystical and foggy.
Well, I think
that's what they did back then with Silent Hill and stuff like that, isn't it? So
yeah,
Silent Hill was never meant to have that fog. It's just kind of a product of the technology. Or like, okay, we can't have the draw distances we need. Just make the whole town covered in fog.
Yeah,
Ooh, there
or just draw those items in when the character gets near.
I thought it worked.
Yeah.
It did. They got lucky.
I think Turok was just a bit more shit
but in
about
Turok, it looks like arse.
Yeah.
Well, it was so like stressful jumping between the platforms.
Oh god.
Like,
God.
I jump over the first 3, and I actually like step back a little bit, pause the game, take a little breather, unpause, then
Tom,
run and jump.
My PS4 controller's jump was mapped to R1.
Yeah,
it was the worst. It was the worst thing ever.
Oh
yeah.
yeah.
Oh, no. I think mine might have been L1 actually, or even worse.
Yeah, and I was just trying to jump across these intricate platforms, just kept falling, and I was just like, "Oh fuck this!" And then I couldn't find where to climb up because all the walls kept clipping out every time I got near them.
And
so
did you guys see the map as well? The map looks like it was drawn in MS Paint.
Oh yeah, it's terrible. It looked like something out of the old Descent games.
Yeah, Descent. I remember that. Yeah, exactly. It's like luminous green and purple crayon.
I don't think I ever used the map though.
I needed the map, like, because it all looks so similar, like in the first level, anyway.
Yeah.
The jumping bits.
To the second,
go ahead.
When I got to the second level, I was like, okay, maybe this will be a bit different. It just looked like the first level. It's like, oh.
It does get a little different later because some of the levels you're down in caves and you're going through. They've got little swimming sections.
There was a cave on the first level.
Okay, so it's all the same then. It's just rinse repeat.
Oh yeah.
The jumping bits
on the first level, and then I got attacked by miniature dinosaurs. Then after that, I got attacked by crazy spider things, which you can't hit unless you use the knife.
There's a cave later where you've got these beetles that jump at you, and unless you actually shoot them directly, they don't die. So I wasted almost all of my ammunition before saying "fuck this," and I just ran through.
I just used the knife.
I suppose.
You're hardcore, man. I had guns all the way. As soon as I had a gun, I was like, "Yep, not going back to the knife."
Yeah.
See, because those games, though, because the AI is so bollocks, you can just run through with a knife.
Yeah.
Like, even if you're getting attacked by, like, a velociraptor, you're just like, die, stabby, stabby, stabby. It's great.
I love the wide variety of weapons that they have. I think in the first level, you really only get the knife, the pistol, and if you actually actively go for it, the shotgun with regular rounds and then explosive rounds.
Yeah.
But then you can get...
Did you guys... I'm sorry, go ahead.
No, I was going to say you get the bow and arrow with the explosive tips or the electrical energy tips.
Did you guys ever use the bow and arrow?
I did, just because.
I did with the electrical tips on those big rock golems because it takes them out in 2 hits.
Okay, because the space between picking up the bow, unless you already have it. Do you already have it at the start?
I think so.
Yeah.
Okay, because you pick up the pistol pretty soon after you start the game, so I kind of never saw the reason to go back. But I felt like I should use it since like that is the weapon of choice for Turok. Like it's on the front cover and everything. I thought it might be something.
It was kind of shit though, because it would take like 3 or 4 arrows to kill someone when it was 1 pistol round. And they just feed you pistol ammo like it's going out of style. But later you get a rifle. I don't really know what else there was. I can't remember off the top of my head. But it's a wide variety of weapons that are fun to use and just switching between them. But I made it. This is where I quit. I made it to the actual first boss, and it came out of absolutely nowhere, and it was the dumbest thing. You just walk into this giant arena. I don't know, you're just walking through a cave and boom, suddenly you're in this underground coliseum. And this armored Humvee comes launching over the wall and starts attacking you. And it's the easiest thing in the world to beat because all you do is you just do a circle strafe around it and shoot it and shoot it and shoot it and finally it blows up. But then this dude pops out of it. And he's the most impossible thing to beat because he can take you out in maybe 4 hits. And by this point, you've already wasted all of your ammunition on the Humvee. Absolutely everything, and there are 2 ammo drops on either side. One has pistol rounds, and the other has explosive bow heads. And just getting to them, you're going to lose 50% of your health. And then you have to get back to the center, because for some reason, there's a giant circle force field in the center that you can keep between you and the other guy, and occasionally you want to pop out and try to shoot him, but he gets you every time. I was never able to get him more than like 1/8 of health off. It was the dumbest thing. Like, this does not fit at all.
How does the Humvee come into play? Like, I thought it was supposed to be more like prehistoric-y time.
No idea.
Is that not accurate?
No, absolutely no idea. It was some dude that just popped out and he's like, I'm going to mess you up. It was... Here, let me send you a picture of it. It's really dumb. I don't... Yeah, and it's just like the whole game, it just pulled you out of it because the boss thing at the top doesn't look like it fits. It's just a break in art style, and you go through every last round of ammunition you have, destroying the Humvee, and you're like, all right, I beat him. Like, nope, you're fucked. So that's where I quit.
That's weird.
It was very difficult.
How did the saves work?
You had to have the save pack.
Oh.
Did you?
Yeah, I remember having this game as a kid, and I was super good at the first couple levels, but I never had the save pack right away. So I just play the first couple levels over and over and over and over and over again.
I totally forgot about the save pack for the N64.
Yeah.
And then some games you could store on the cart, right?
Most games you could,
maybe?
yeah.
I can't remember.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So what was the point of the save pack?
Some games required you to have the save pack because they needed more available memory than the cart had.
Well, that's proper bollocks.
It was pretty shitty.
Yeah.
Why didn't they just have a memory card?
That was their memory card, Dan.
Oh, but
what was the expansion pack for?
It increased
the memory
RAM.
card, like... Okay.
Oh
yeah, because Perfect Dark needed the expansion pack, didn't it?
So did Donkey Kong Country. Or Donkey Kong.
Yeah, because they would get like really... they were more like stick figure-y if you didn't have it.
I don't even think Donkey Kong
really?
64 worked without it.
I'm pretty sure if Perfect Dark did.
They needed it more for Donkey Kong, I think, because of his fat ass.
Obviously. Back bottom monkeys.
Oh, jeez. Yeah. I'm going to pass judgment on Turok and say that it wasn't terrible.
It was, though.
If you have good controls, if you could remap the controls to a modern FPS, the game is good. It's fun. It's frustrating because of the level development and progression, but if you're playing with the original controls on the original console, it's a huge piece of shit.
Because like it didn't even make sense. Like I don't know how. I don't know what they were thinking because it was just so awkward.
Yeah. Was there multiplayer?
No.
Oh.
Absolutely.
That's a shame.
So, what did you guys think of it overall?
I think, like, at first I was obviously frustrated as hell with the controls and stuff. And then, like with all retro games, you have to kind of appreciate the time from which they came out and what they were up against. And, first-person shooters in the mid to late 90s, they're not going to be fantastic compared to these days standards.
Well, when did GoldenEye 64 come out?
That's very unbiased, Tom.
I'm the guy in the middle. I'm always there.
I'm shouting shite.
Oh, you know what? GoldenEye came out in August of 97, and this came out in February of 97. So GoldenEye looked at Turok and went, those controls are shit, and made them better, I guess.
Yeah.
At least I hope they did. Because GoldenEye had great controls.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was amazing. Yeah, GoldenEye was a great game. I never completed GoldenEye, though. I found it too difficult at the end.
Ooh.
There's that mission where you have to protect Natalia when she's on the console.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, they suck so bad.
And there's constant enemies, and I just couldn't. But, like, back in the day, I would like to give it a go now, but it's so hard. Maybe that's just me, and I just suck.
I found too, like, they would run in front of you as well, like, as soon as you were shooting, so you'd kill them all of the time.
Yeah. Yeah. But so no one completed Turok then?
Oh, hell no.
No.
Dan, would you like to share your totally unbiased opinion? I think he dropped off.
He's not gonna.
Well,
the third one, though, I was really pissed off at when I started it. Like, it just started on such a sour note because you could pick whether you were, what was his name? Joseph? Joe?
Who's Joe?
The main guy, I think.
From Turok 1?
No, like in the third one. I think it's the same main guy.
His name's like Tal Set or something.
Oh, then I don't know who this person was, but it was like a very English name. And his sister was like, I don't even know, some other boring name like Stephanie or something. And you could pick to be either him or her. So I picked her initially, and then it was like, you're destined to save the world. You've decided to take up this traditional position or something. It's like the last woman who did this couldn't stand up to the pressure or something like that. And then I was like, fuck that noise. So I played the guy, and they did not mention anything. It was like, you can do this. We have faith in you. But you play that woman, man, you're fucked from the start. I was really pissed.
Joshua Fireseed and Danielle are the names.
Yes.
Oh, and Danielle's brother, Joseph.
Joseph, yes. Was in there.
What?
But they had, like, mutant things.
Yeah. Alien.
Which was, yeah.
Huh. I saw...
Is this Shadow
scary.
of Oblivion?
Yeah.
I saw Turok Evolution at the game store over the weekend and kind of thought about picking it up, but...
No,
didn't. I did find some other gems this weekend.
Yes.
Oh, you did?
I did.
Yeah.
And after doing
What'd you pick up?
after doing a little research, I realized one of them's not nearly as rare as it used to be, but I picked up a copy. First of all, I got Diddy Kong Racing on the DS. Because...
Nice.
Which I never knew was on the DS, so I'm going to pick it up myself.
Oh, Tom, let me tell you what. It is not as good as the N64 version.
Oh.
It's worth getting.
No, I thought it was...
It's the exact same game in terms of tracks and progression and how it plays and the characters and the weapons and all of that, but they've made some minor tweaks to it that are actually super obnoxious. First of all of the voices are different. Not that it really matters, but the voices are different. They try to inject a little bit more storyline into it. The races no longer have bananas in them. They have silver coins.
Right.
That I don't know exactly what they do other than lead towards... At the end of each race, there's this huge screen where there's a bunch of shit that you can try to collect. The weapons they've changed around a little bit. Like, for example, the homing missile, or the missiles, when you collect them in the N64, go single missile, homing missile, 10 missiles. Now it goes single missile, 5 missiles, homing missile. Just goofy stuff like that. And then once you beat the worlds, the boss levels are much shorter, much easier. And after that, they go to, instead of the silver coin challenge, it goes into this touchscreen carpet riding balloon popping mini game where you just it's like an on rails around the track thing where you're just using the stylus to pop balloons, and depending on how many you pop, you get a different rating: bronze, silver, or gold. And then along the track, there are coins that you can drag into your little coin pouch, which I don't know what the coins do, but it's worth getting to play it on DS. It's just different. Just know that it's different.
It sounds like cool, though. It sounds like they've taken the N64 version and like kind of boiled it down a bit for the DS market.
It's kind of like what they did with Super Mario 64. They added some DS tweaks to it. I was kind of off-put by the DS version of Super Mario 64 where you started out as Yoshi and then you had to unlock the different characters. That threw me off a little bit, but...
I didn't like the controls on the DS version for the Super Mario 64.
No, they were pretty rough.
It was hard to play. Really tough, with the camera especially.
It's to be honest, if you find it, I picked it up for $15. It's worth $15.
That's cool.
But the other gem I found was a mint condition in box with everything copy of Ico from PS2. And
ooh, shiny.
Hi, Dan.
Hi.
I saw it on the
internet.
I saw it on the shelf, and I was actually amazed, first of all, to see one copy, but they had two. So I took both of them up to the counter and said, I want to look at these and see which one's in the best condition. One of them, the insert was all faded and ripped up, but the disc and manual were in perfect condition. But the other one, the box was in great shape, but the disc was shit. So I swapped everything around and made my perfect Frankenstein version of the game. And
I'm sure they loved you for that.
Oh, you did. The dude handed me the two games and walked away. He's like, "Here you go."
That's good because I remember going to a shop once and buying a copy of Driver for the PS1, and it was a normal black copy, and then he put a platinum disc and a platinum manual inside, and I actually said, "Can you change it for the black one?" And he hated me. He was like, "Why? It's the same game." And I was like, "Yeah, I appreciate that, but I kind of just want the same game that it came with."
Well, if you look at the SKU numbers on the disc at the end, it'll say GH, and I was like, I want things that aren't greatest hits. But when I was working at GameStop, go ahead.
You go, Eric.
Oh, I was going to say when I was working at
oh
my god,
fucking hell.
It's like that awkward walking when you both go the same direction.
Right. I shall go.
Please.
Okay. Right. In a similar vein, my friend once bought a copy of Champions of Norath. Anybody remember that?
Oh, yeah. I've played both of those hundreds of hours.
Yeah, but he bought the original Champions of Norath and ended up... The guy accidentally put the sequel in the box. So he got the better one for a massively reduced price. And I think it had just came out as well, so he got it for like a tenner. Rather than the full price, which was a great result because we played the shit out of that game.
Well, when I saw Ico on the shelf, I looked at the price tag and I looked at Christian like, this can't be right. They only had it listed at $15. And when I was working at GameStop, this is almost 10 years ago now, they were selling that used for $70 because it was super rare. But I'm assuming now that the Shadow of Colossus and Ico HD collection have come out, it's the original copies have come down in price, but still for a game that they first of all didn't make a whole lot of, I thought I was getting a steal. I think I ended up paying $12 for it at the end because Christy had an educator's discount, which apparently works on video games at this store. It was a bookstore that sells movies and games, and if you're a teacher, you get 20% off everything. So I bought it and then got in the car and hopped online and started looking at used copies online, and apparently everywhere they're $15. But I don't like to buy shit online if I can find it. Like the thrill of the hunt.
See, I'm trying to track down a copy of Crash Wrath of Cortex. You can't find it anywhere. It's really hard to get.
I thought
you can buy it online.
Sure, that was on the American PlayStation Store.
It's definitely not on the English one.
Yeah,
because I remember looking for it a while back, and I was like, "Where is it?" And all the other Crashes are there except that one. And I was like, "Where is it?"
Wrath of Cortex.
So I don't know. Maybe it's because it's not made. Maybe it's not made by Naughty Dog, so maybe they haven't got the license for it or something. I don't know.
Oh, they haven't got any of the Crash games after Crash Team Racing.
It's a PS2 game, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's one of. It was like kind of the last one to be in the vein of the originals, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I only remember one level in that where you're in a kind of roll cage.
Yeah, it's like a weird hamster ball thing.
Yeah, that's the only thing I remember from that game because it was a demo.
I remember it having atrocious load times.
Yes.
Like you're talking about a minute to get into a level.
Ugh.
So I don't think I ever finished it for that reason because it used to annoy me so much. But apparently, if you get the Platinum Edition, which is greatest hits over in America land, apparently that has reduced load times. So I want it now and I want to play it because I can't remember what it's like. But I'm trying to track it down, so I might go have a troll through the charity shops and see if anybody's got one.
Yeah,
you can get some bargains in there.
Yeah,
you really can.
There's a charity store down the road from me, and PS2 games are £1 each. And there's a huge box of them.
Oh shit!
Wow, just buy the box.
Yeah.
See if Wrath of Cortex is in there, Tom, and buy it for me. If it's
I'll have a look. Yeah, I'll have a look for you, mate.
Dan, you were saying that the Crash Racing, there was Crash Bash on PS2, and that was a huge pile of crap.
Crash Bash is PS1.
Oh, it was really good.
What was the PS2 one?
It was actually Wrath of Cortex.
No, there was a kart racing game on Crash. No,
that's Nitro Kart.
Nitro Kart, and there's also Twin Sanity, I think it's called. I don't know what that is. Crash Twin Sanity.
That's something when you work with Cortex. It's stupid.
Oh yeah, you're right. It was Crash Nitro Kart.
Crash Bash is a party game. It's like kind of Mario Party, but Crash.
How is Nitro Kart?
You do it looks. I watched some gameplay earlier, and it looks all right.
good. Yeah,
it looks weird, but good. Like the graphics are odd, but
because that was only like $6 or $7.
It looks very similar to Crash Team Racing, to be honest.
Yeah,
it looks like they tried not touching it too much.
But because it's not made by no one, I'm inherently suspicious of it, because it probably won't be the same.
Yeah.
You know what it's like. As soon as another developer gets that on somebody else's game, it's generally not as good.
Yeah.
So, I don't know. I might pick it up at some point, but I want Wrath of Cortex, because...
You need to just go on Amazon and buy it.
It's £28 on Amazon.
God.
I have not spent that
How much was it going for on eBay?
It was 99 pence on eBay. Plus $2.95 postage and packaging.
And you were bidding on it, and it wasn't a buy now.
No.
And you didn't buy it.
So why didn't you just
do have it on...
slap like a $5 on it and just slam the deal home?
Because I thought I could be sneaky and nobody was bid on it, but then some bastard come in at the last minute as usual and bought it.
What did he end up? What did he get it for?
£2.20.
That's why you need to set an auto bid for max of like $4 more.
I set an auto bid for £2.
You got screwed.
Or I just sort by buy it now and then sort by the lowest price and then just buy the first one that I see.
Yeah, that's the best way because
it's easier.
Then you don't need to sit and wait for these auctions to end. But I suppose it gives you something to do at work, right, Dan?
Yes, but I thought I could cheat. I thought I could cheat the system, but the system cheated me. So.
I understand, Dan. I understand.
If I can save money, I will do it.
What's the point where then you're going a little too far?
Then you'll just sit and bitch about not getting it. Sometimes, if you have the money to just get it, even though it costs a little bit more,
get it.
I bought my microphone on Buy It Now. I could have bid for that. So...
You tried bidding for it, and then I finally said, just shut up and buy the damn thing at price and be happy.
Oh, shut up.
What was the third game you picked up, Eric?
Oh, that Christy actually bought it. It was the Sonic collection for DS, which had Sonic 1, 2, 3, and Sonic and Knuckles.
Nice. How much did you pick that up for?
I think she paid $15 for it. So she saw that and she's like, "Get it!" Except hers was a lot.
Official Eric Peterson phrase.
Yeah,
that's brilliant.
It was a lot higher pitched than mine, but
I don't know if that's accurate.
I don't know if that's possible, to be honest.
Actually, she goes the other way because she tries to get low. Get it. Get it. Yeah, so she was bitching about that Aztec level in Sonic 1. The shittiest level of any Sonic game ever.
Is that the one where you're underwater and you have to go for the bubbles to get air, oxygen and stuff?
Yeah.
Is that the one?
Yeah, I've never heard her cuss so many times in a row. But then she got super into it because I could hear the music and it's that countdown to when you're about to drown. I'm like, oh, here we go. She's going to die again. And then I hear clip through right as she's about to die. And she's like, suck it, fucker. I'm like, oh, geez. Okay, Christy. Enjoy.
There's so much tension in the Sonic drown noise. It's unreal.
Oh, yeah.
It makes you panic a little bit.
It does, because you don't get long, and them bubbles take a long time to spawn.
Well, can't you just sit and kind of farm them as they're coming up?
Yeah, but you've got to move at some point, otherwise this timer will expire.
That's true.
So, yeah.
I feel like that kind of segues into what you want us to play for next week, Dan.
I have another...
I can't hear what you're saying because your internet's taking a dump again.
I just bought Crash.
How much did you pay?
Oh, you did?
£5.80.
Congratulations on your purchase.
Thanks. I feel better now. Right. But anyway, next week's recommendation on games is to play, well, it's kind of an obscure Sonic game. It's Sonic 3D. Has anybody played it?
Sonic 3D or 3D Blast?
Yeah.
It's called Sonic 3D Blast in America. It's called Sonic 3D in Sonic 3D Flicky's Island or something in the UK.
Okay.
I think. So, but it's basically the same game, so you can't really go wrong with it.
Is this...
But, anyway, this is it's a strange Sonic game because it kind of limits your speed. It's isometric kind of top-down thing. And you have to collect these birds called flickies and rescue them in big rooms and stuff. It's a strange one. I don't dislike it, but it's one of the weirdest Sonic games. I think everybody should play it and see what they think.
Is it able to be beaten?
Yes. It's quite easy, actually. Even getting all the Chaos Emeralds on it's really simple.
Okay.
So, but if you can fight with the controls, that's the important thing.
Jeez. It looks like it kind of has that Q*bert look to it.
Yeah, it does.
Actually, no, more like Marble Madness.
It's just like any isometric top-down game, but because Sonic has like a turn of speed, it's kind of slippery like Luigi in Mario. So it takes some getting used to, but it's certainly one worth playing, particularly if you've never played it, because it is one of the most obscure Sonic games.
I'm really not good at directing things when they're coming towards you. So, like...
So you were probably really bad...
When you have to do opposite.
Okay.
Yeah.
Dan, back to Crash Bandicoot for a minute. Did you see the... I don't want to say leaked, but the test pilot video for the Crash Bandicoot cartoon that never came to be, that was released this past week?
I saw it earlier, but I haven't watched it yet. So
the song on there is hilarious because basically the entire song implies that Dr. Cortex was trying to create this race of brilliant animals to help him take over the world, but Crash, his brain just didn't function properly, and he's basically retarded. Like there's a scene where it goes into his head, and the song is like he does not compute, and it's got 1 + 1 = 3 inside of his brain, and the whole show he's like cross-eyed and kind of like just wiggling around, and it just implies that he's retarded. It's pretty funny.
Well, to be fair, in the games, all he ever says is like "wah" and stuff like that. So.
You need to watch it. It's pretty funny. The song is. It's one of those that's really stupid yet kind of catchy. Just.
Do you remember on Crash 1 when he actually had a girlfriend?
No.
She's never referenced after that. Like on the first one, it's all about him rescuing his girlfriend from Cortex.
Huh?
Is she the one? There's a girl in the trailer.
She's very tall and has breasts and really big breasts. That's all I remember.
Blonde hair.
She's a bandicoot, yeah.
Dan, I have I have a.
No, that Coco's his sister.
Oh,
I have a question about Sonic 3D Blast. Which version are we playing? Because there are lots of versions of it. There's the Genesis.
Is there?
There's the Saturn version, and then there's the...
Play the original Genesis version.
Okay. Because then it came out in the Sonic Mega Collection on GameCube, PS2, PS3, and 360.
Yeah, just play the original Genesis version.
Okay.
So, should be fine.
Okay.
Pip.
So, we all agreed Sonic 3D next week, yes?
Yeah. I also had a suggestion that I think we should start tackling at some point, is we haven't covered a Zelda game in a long time. And I've kind of had a hankering to play the Minish Cap again.
I've never played that one.
It's not long.
Yeah.
It's really not a long game, but it's very, very good. So,
what's it for?
Game Boy Advance.
Oh.
I think
intriguing.
I think maybe if I could break the mold and suggest a game 2 weeks in advance so we have a little bit more time to prep. I think for not next week, but the week after, we should cover the Minish Cap. Because I don't really foresee Sonic 3D Blast taking us a whole lot of time to play.
No, it's not the longest of games.
But Minish Cap...
Like, you can blast through most of the Sonics in a few hours if you know what you're doing. Like, I've played through all of Sonic 3 and Knuckles this week, like, in about 4 hours.
Well, you also have a strange affinity for Sonic.
I do. I grew up with Sonic. It was one of the first games I ever played, so I love them.
Yeah. What do you guys think about that?
They're so cute. Just adorably adorable.
Yeah, I think that's fine. Plan 2 weeks in advance. Aren't we getting good?
We're trying.
We were just saying at the start how it's all coming together.
We're trying to, because...
Yeah.
All right, so this next week we'll play Sonic 3D Blast. The week after we're going to cover the Minish Cap. We do have an email from our good old friend Scale Enley. I believe he's from New Zealand. I remember Scale.
Is this the guy who sent your stuff?
No, that's Mark Haddock. So we've got a lot of fans in Australia, I guess. If you want to send us an email, factorysealed@manatank.com. Scale writes, Dear Factory Sealed crew, thanks again for all the episodes. I really enjoyed this one in particular. He's referencing last week's. My only complaint was that there wasn't enough love for Super Mario Kart, it being the far superior of the three. You also discussed some of the PlayStation advertisements that were going around at the time, and I have to agree that some of those were amazing. I'm not even a hardcore console gamer. I much prefer PC, but some of those PlayStation ads were so good they brought me to tears. Sony's marketing department was spot on, and those ads hit me right in the whatever organ it is that gamers have that make them nostalgic about games. Anyway, keep up the good work. Sincerely, Scale. And then he sent us an email, or sent us a link to 2 of his favorite PlayStation ads. One of them was called Double Life, and the other one was called Michael, if you want to look those up. So,
yeah, I've seen both of them.
Yeah, I haven't. Do you remember?
Double Life is amazing.
Do you remember when PlayStation Portable was trying to get that little kid, that really obnoxious little kid, and they were trying to make him a thing, and his whole shtick was step your game up? What the hell was his name?
No, don't remember that.
I'm not sure, but maybe
I don't think that hit our show.
Oh, God, he was obnoxious. Marcus, that was his name. God, this kid was annoying. Marcus Rivers, I think. Yeah, just look up.
But...
Here.
Is it annoying as that guy who was on an E3 for Nintendo who was talking to an action figure? It was terrible.
Who was doing what?
He was talking to an action figure and he kept going, "What are you saying, nondescript action figure?" And I was like, oh,
was that this year?
No, it was like years ago now, but it was so annoying.
I don't know. You need to watch these.
It just made me...
These Marcus Step Your Game Up ads, because they are just absurd. It panders to a very small portion of people throughout the United States, and it's just off-putting.
God, he looks annoying.
Well, he's got this super ghetto thug attitude about gaming, and it's like, this doesn't connect with many people.
No.
He's just really annoying. He's the type of kid that when I was teaching, it's like, oh my God, go away. Yeah.
Sounds like a fun time.
Oh, Dan and I this week fixed all of our iTunes stuff. So it took 6 months, but we finally got there.
Yes.
Apparently all the feeds were still kind of messed up, so Tom and I ironed that out, and then Dan and I got the descriptions up. So now we're actually searchable on iTunes by not just our name. So since putting that up, we've gotten a few more reviews, and this is the obligatory part of the show where we ask you if you enjoy listening to us, pop onto iTunes and leave us your thoughts in the form of words. That would be greatly appreciated.
And 5 stars. Yeah.
Well, you can
cheers.
Give us whatever they want, but...
No, they can't.
Dan, if you're not going to give us 5 stars, don't bother giving us a review. Right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's exactly what it's like. No, just fine. We work on everything, so yeah.
So, all right. Unless you guys have any other thoughts, that's all I've got for this week.
Me too.
Sweet deal. I know it's getting late over there. It's almost 9:30, and the impending pumpkin is knocking on Dan's door.
It's coming.
It is. So, if that's it, Jess, where can we find you on Twitter?
I'm a Jess.
Dan, where can we find you?
Frosted Sloth.
Tom?
At Hyperjelly.
You can find me at Honest Pizza, and if you want to follow us on our Factory Sealed account, that is factory_sealed or facebook.com/factory sealed. That's it for this week. We'll be back next week with Sonic 3D Blast.